What's up everyone, Plastic Degenerates here, and today we have part 2 of the ultimate 1989 1/6 scale Batman custom. So I ended up ordering a bodysuit from AliExpress and it finally arrived today. I've been super anxious to finish off this custom. I just cannot wait to actually see how this thing will look after it's all constructed and put together. I am also curious to see how it's going to move. As you can see, this old DX09 is not holding any of its poses because all the joints are loose by this point. But if it is going to work the way I think it is, it should be a lot better. Okay, so here is the AliExpress bodysuit. So let's take a look. First impressions, not too bad. Definitely not the worst constructed bodysuit I've seen before. But the material does seem a little thin and not as matte as I thought it would be. And it is constructed in 2 pieces, a top and a bottom. So let's put this on and let's see how it looks. Okay, got the pants on. It does look a little high-waisted, but the shirt should be covering that part, so probably not a big deal. Let's see how it moves. Not too bad, not restricted. Alright, so let's go ahead and put the top on and see how it looks. Yeah, I'm definitely not loving the material. It does seem a lot thinner than I had hoped or wanted. But let's put everything on and see how it looks. Okay, looks like it's almost on here. Not bad. It looks pretty good actually. Now it's form-fitting around the arms, especially around the elbows. But let's see if we can futz with this a little bit. Yeah, definitely a little bit too baggy around the elbows, but I think I can go ahead and fix that. Let's put these side to side to do a comparison to see the overall proportions and bulk of the body. Definitely not loving how it's bunching up here in the midsection. Let's see if we can try to futz with this some more. I'm also really hoping there's not going to be a seam on that midsection where the armor plates end and the bodysuit is exposed, because that's going to be an eyesore. Yeah, I can tell you guys right now, I'm not loving the bodysuit. It's not horrible, but I don't love it. But you know what? Let's go ahead and go through with it. Let's go ahead and cut the DX09 up and test fit it on the new body. You know what, before we cut up the DX09, let's see if we can add some padding to this new body to see if it will make it look any better. Okay, so now that we padded the new body, let's go ahead and cut the DX09 up and remove the armor components. You know, I gotta say, this is definitely not for the faint of heart. Yeah, wow. Man, the things we do. Goddamn OCD. Well, yeah, so that is the first cut, so it should be easier from this point on, right? Easy peasy. Let's see. Yeah, I don't know, it's still pretty nerve-wracking. I definitely don't want to cut the armor component, so just gotta be careful. But I'm gonna make one vertical slit throughout the midsection so I can remove the lower portion of the armor. That should make it easier to cut. Trying to remove the lower armor off of the body. That should make it easier to cut, but kind of struggling here. Don't want to rip anything, but I gotta say it's actually pretty durable for however old it is. I think 15, 20 years almost. It's held up pretty well, actually, the rubber material. Okay, finally got it off. Let's go in and examine it a little bit here. So yeah, the material definitely held up. Definitely passed the test of time. But let's try to cut this. You know, let's start with the upper armor. Okay, yeah, definitely be a little bit more cautious around here. We're gonna have to cut a little bit more delicately around the armor components. So yeah, it's kind of hard to get towards the crevices of the armor. Let's see if a X-Acto knife would do any better. Yeah, this is not gonna work. Okay, so I got that cut apart. So let's remove it from the body and let's trim the excess material off the armor. Before we do that, let's take a look at the body. It does have a fat suit or a padding suit on it. The joints are kind of loose. They're not horrible, but it definitely won't put up a fight against the thickness of the rubber armor components. You know what, the padding suit's not bad though. Maybe I might cut this off and use it for the new body. Because the white one I got from, I pulled it from the Mandalorian figure. I don't know, I guess we'll see at the end. Or you know what, maybe I can just cut components from the padding and just tape it onto the body. Let's try that, because I don't want to pad the whole thing, but certain areas I want to pad. Hey, let's see. Let's Fuck it, let's go. What's the worst that can happen? I mean, at this point, this is all just a test for now. I did do a test fit on the bodysuit with the top part of the armor. I didn't trim it just quite yet. I just cut it so I can see how it looks. But yeah, this is actually my other material that I did a bodysuit for my 1/12 scale Ultimate Batman 1989 custom. And I got it from Joann's. You know, RIP Joann's. Such a bummer that that store had to go under, but it's such a more quality material. It definitely feels a little bit thicker and more quality without it being too thick and out of scale. And the color is a bit better. It's more matte, so it does kind of match that neoprene suit the original film suit had. So I still haven't decided if I'm gonna make my own suit, but it's definitely looking that way. I'm just not loving this AliExpress bodysuit that I had gotten. Man, cutting this still making me a little bit nervous. I'm trying to get to as close as possible to the armor components, so it looks sharp and crisp without actually cutting it. So yeah, let's see how it goes. Okay, let's go and speed this up a little bit. Alright, looks like the body armor, the top body armor is complete. Let's put this on, let's see how it looks. Wow, this is looking incredible. It's not even complete, but it is looking a lot better than how it did when it came stock. The contrast between the bodysuit and the armor components just really looks really good. I did pull up a reference picture here on the side. Dude, it is looking fantastic. Okay, let's try to finish this up with the bottom leg portions of the armor. You know, when I'm looking at this now, it looks like there was a seam from the midsection to the legs. So let me go ahead and trim this off, because if I don't, there seems to be like another layer of rubber that will make the armor protrude out and not look as seamless as it did in the film. Okay, finally finished cutting the armor. So let's go ahead and prop everything up onto the body and let's do a test fitting. So excited to see how this looks. Yeah, so I definitely did make up my mind. This is definitely going to be a test run. This suit is not going to be the permanent suit. I'm going to have to make my own. It's going to be a little bit more form-fitting and higher quality than this. But this will do for now, just as a test run. Let's go ahead and get the body armor mounted on. I mean, this is all gonna be temporary for now, so I'm not gonna glue anything down yet. But wow, man, this is starting to look just like it did in the film. It might throw you off just a little bit since the bodysuit is not as form-fitting as it should be, but if you can just imagine it now, it is a lot closer to the film representation than what Hot Toys gave us. I am still going to need some padding, probably around the midsection, just to fill that out a little bit. But so far I am liking what I am seeing from this test run. I'm probably not going to make the custom suit tonight. I'm going to have to save that for part 3. But if you guys do want to watch part 3, make sure you subscribe and like the video. Hope to see you guys next time.